Margaret, a few years ago, you did a special for us about sounds and people's connection with different sounds. Have you been working on any new projects recently?
Well, funny you should say that. Last year I did collect from a few friends what got them through COVID. And at the time I asked them, I thought COVID was about to be finished. Of course, as we all know, it is not even over today. But I did collect a few interesting things.
Wow, can't wait to hear more. Can you start with, did you put any things down on this list?
I actually did, because there were two major things I did. One was starting to do a weekly trivia game, which I thought would be for a month or 2 months, and I ended up doing 80 weeks of trivia. The first year was every single week, and then the last 9 months was every second week. That was a big major thing for me to do. The other thing was my little granddaughter Addison, who was only 2.5 at the time, couldn't go to daycare anymore. So every day I would get a FaceTime call from her, and I became her teacher for about an hour, teaching her to spell, teaching her to write letters, teaching her her numbers. So I felt I did something worthwhile.
That's wonderful. We really had to hang on to these positive threads during a very challenging time. I'm gonna shout out the name of a couple friends and family and let me know what they might have shared with you, okay?
Yes.
Eleanor.
Eleanor, who actually lives in England, she knitted and more knitted. That's what got her through COVID.
I like that. Lori.
Laurie, who already was a quilter, she made, as of last August, 27 quilts. And they're all so well done. She even had some of them hanging in a museum in Cape Cod.
Wow, incredible. That's really impressive as well. Michael.
Michael, he started off cooking like so many people did. He cooked and he baked, and then he started on all kinds of home projects. He did a great job, but once he was finished with all that, he sold his townhouse and moved into a house. But at least he's had that experience now.
Right. And I'm sure the home improvements helped with the sale of the house.
I'm quite sure it did.
Peter.
Peter is my brother, and he only had one thing that got him through COVID, and that was riding his rally motorbike every day, whether it was snow, sleet, sun, or rain.
Outdoors is very magical, so I think that's really great too.
All
Julie.
right. Julie was lucky enough to be the person who got to eat and taste all of Michael's home baking. And on top of that, she took long walks in the Blue Hills.
Stephanie.
Stephanie enjoyed our quarantine trivia. That's what we called it, from quarantining, and taking walks with Benjamin and Addison. Benjamin was actually born during COVID, so she did go through a lot.
Yes, having a baby, going to trivia, that's all a lot of important and fun stuff.
Correct.
And what about Robert?
Well, Robert, his does not sound so exciting because he said he listened to two kids screaming all the time. But what made it better was he tried all sorts of cool and interesting beers.
And how about Andrew?
Andrew was a big surprise because he started doing meditation and he cooked, but he liked to cook already, but he cooked even more. But the biggest thing I thought he did, he taught himself how to paint, and he does some great works.
My younger brother actually also took a lot of painting, self-taught painting and drawing classes too. Like
They had
Andrew.
something in common.
Yes. And how about Mackenzie, Margaret?
Mackenzie is one of my neighbours, and in fact we shared something similar, drinks on the driveway. Every Friday night, or sometimes every Saturday night, or sometimes every Sunday night, but once a week we had drinks on the driveway, and that really helped us get out of the house, but not necessarily going inside with a lot of other people. Another thing that Mackenzie did after her little girl and even her husband went off to bed at night, she would start doing a jigsaw, and she'd be doing it till 2 or 3 in the morning. That was her way of relaxing.
These are also creative and unique. It's really great to hear that everyone had something
Correct.
that they did. So what about Susan?
Susan, she probably did a lot of things, but she told me the thing she enjoyed most was spending more time with Lulabelle, her Havanese dog.
Aw, those dogs are pretty magical.
Right, I know you felt similar.
Yes, I adopted my dog, Gracie, a couple months before the pandemic started, so she was a big part of my coping. And also I got my doctorate during the pandemic and all that studying for exams and classes, finishing the dissertation. It all happened within the pandemic, so that was
So something good came out of it for you,
Yes,
which is really
yes.
great.
2 silver linings for sure. So my next question is, what about Ansley?
Ansley, of course, may have been home from school, but what got her through all these Zoom classes was having her cat Pebbles sit on her lap during all these classes.
That's so sweet. See, these pets, they really were special.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna close out with Diane.
Well, Diane, I felt, was the most interesting person. She, like so many other people, started off with the baking and the cooking, and then she said she just couldn't eat anymore. So she was always making sure that her wine rack was full. Then, when she got tired of drinking wine, she learned how to make limoncello, and she bottled it beautifully, had her own labels made. And then, just to make sure she didn't go crazy and not know what day of the week it was, she bought 7 pairs of embroidered pajamas, and each one had a day of the week on it so that she would know what day it was. I thought that was quite funny, actually.
That is quite creative
It
and
is,
funny.
it
I like
is.
that. I need to do that.
It is. So I know that's a very short list, but I thought these were interesting.
Thank you for sharing them, Margaret. Any last words for your viewers?
Any last words would be, if you have anything else to add to my list, please let me know. And then maybe we can have a follow-up video.
Put it in the comments, right?
Put it in the comments, exactly.
Thank you,
Exactly.
Margaret.
All right, thank you for interviewing.
Of course.